Embarrassed, she turned red and snapped. "What about you? You can't speak German either." But her reaction after falling took away any impact. I tried to keep a straight face as I explained my language skills. Actually, I can speak German. I studied it in college. That online university you look down on actually comes in handy. That's right. I studied German in college, so I can read, write, and converse in German without any issues. My interest in German started with my husband, who works for a company that deals with overseas clients. He speaks French and German fluently. On our honeymoon in Germany, I saw how he communicated effortlessly with locals, and it made me want to learn a foreign language too. I considered French, but I felt a special connection to Germany after our trip, so I started learning German on my own. Then Derek suggested I attend an online university, and that's how I ended up studying there. I wanted to use my skills at work, which led me to engage with German companies and secure this deal. When I explained all this to Teresa, she finally fell silent. If you can't speak the language, you can't handle the deal. So, I'll take it, alright? I thought she'd give up, but she was stubborn. She thought for a moment, and her face lit up. "Actually, I'll handle the deal. I just remembered. I took German as my second language in college. My elite brain will remember it in no time." Despite what she said, I was worried. Her college days were decades ago. She'd probably forgotten everything and was just trying to save face. She couldn't possibly manage the deal, let alone casual conversation, in German. If she made a mistake, it would damage the company's reputation. So, I made a suggestion. "Please let me join the meeting as your assistant. I'll just support you and won't overstep." The words support and not overstep seemed to work, and she agreed happily. "Alright, if you insist." "Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow then." I sighed inwardly as I thanked her. Why did I have to grovel? But if I didn't, she wouldn't let me join the meeting. No one else in the company spoke German, so I had to be there. Otherwise, the deal would fall apart. That was not an option. The next day, the meeting started as planned. The client was in Germany, so we met online. Teresa was very confident before the meeting. "The internet is great. You can look up anything you don't know right away. I reviewed everything and it all came back to me." Her words made me hope my worries were unfounded, but that hope was quickly dashed. As soon as the German client started speaking, she turned pale. She kept glancing at me, her eyes clearly begging for help. I stepped in and started speaking German. Teresa didn't say a word after that, staying silent the whole time. I explained, "She's not feeling well," and continued the conversation in German. In the end, the deal was successful and we secured the contract. After the meeting, I was thrilled, but Teresa looked defeated. "I couldn't understand a word," she muttered, looking lost. I delivered the final blow. "Now you see who should be handling these deals? I'll take it from here." Fine," she said reluctantly. She knew she was out of her depth and gave up. I thought that would be the end of it, but things got even worse for her. We went to the CEO's office to report the outcome. This deal was crucial for the company's performance, so we needed to update him immediately. When we entered, the CEO asked, "How did it go?" I told him the deal was a success, and he praised me. "Great job, Megan. Securing such a big deal with an overseas company is fantastic." "Thank you," I replied, happy to be acknowledged. The CEO had hired and nurtured me when I was just a junior high school graduate. He celebrated my graduation from college as if it were his own achievement. Succeeding in this deal felt like paying him back a little. Then, Teresa spoke up. "I was there too, overseeing her performance. I'm proud of her as her manager." How could she lie so blatantly? She had been useless and even tried to take the deal from me without knowing German. I considered telling the CEO the truth, but he spoke first. His expression turned serious. "Teresa, I received a strange email right after the meeting.
The client said they were informed of a sudden change in the person in charge, but ended up working mainly with Megan. They wanted to know who the actual point of contact was. I haven't heard a word about any change in the person in charge.
Well, there must be some misunderstanding on the client's part. She tried to deflect, but I explained everything. The CEO wasn't happy.
Teresa, you almost cost us the deal. Megan saved us. If it weren't for her, we would have lost this deal and damaged our reputation.
Realizing her mistake, Teresa started apologizing profusely. I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. But the CEO wasn't having it.
I've heard you've been bullying employees based on their educational background. We don't need such behavior here, so you're fired.
Teresa clung to him, crying. You can't be serious. I'm one of the top performers here. Losing me would hurt the company. But the CEO was firm.
This isn't a joke. Sure, you're good at your job, but you're dragging others down. We value teamwork and conduct as much as performance. I told you that when you joined.
But as an elite employee, I deliver results. I just wanted my team to understand the importance of results. She pleaded, but the CEO cut her off.
You were just looking down on everyone. There are plenty of companies that value only results. You should just join one of them. We don't need you here.
Realizing she couldn't win, she finally gave in. All right, she said, accepting her termination. Word of her firing spread quickly through the company. People didn't say it outright, but they seemed relieved. She stayed for a while to hand over her work, but acted overly friendly, praising everyone. This is how you do it. Great job, she'd say, trying to be nice. She even tried to be friendly to me, but it didn't seem sincere. Are you trying to get back in everyone's good graces to avoid being fired? It's too late for that. I told her bluntly, and she froze. It was foolish of her to think she could change her attitude and get away with everything. She left the company soon after. Finding another job was tough at her age, and she ended up working part-time at a restaurant. Some employees saw her working there. The so-called elite was struggling with customer service, dropping food, and messing up change. She even got scolded by the manager behind the restaurant. Soon she disappeared from the restaurant too. Later, I saw her near a train station. She was dirty and thin, likely homeless. All her past actions had caught up with her, and she was now miserable. It was karma. Meanwhile, I maintained a good relationship with a German company and continued to do well at work. My salary increased and everything was going great. My husband and I were planning another trip to Germany. Derek was also making strides in his research, publishing new findings. Despite the hardships Teresa caused, I'm now living a happy life. I hope these peaceful days continue as I work hard every day.